In this video, I want to give you a quick introduction to Parse, which is, in my opinion, the best password manager that exists, really. And it even says here on the official website, it's the standard Unix password manager, because it is, as simple and easy to use as a password manager should be. So it follows the Unix philosophy, as it says here, and it simply encrypts passwords using GPG. Which is as simple as possible. And you can read all about it on this webpage, which has a lot more information on it than I can cover in this video. But I just want to give you a visual introduction to it. Well, if you want to call it that. All right. So let's switch to terminal, and I'm going to show you how to set it up. So first of all, you need to install it. On Alpine, you can do this with apk-add parse. I have already installed it, of course. And you also will probably want to install the parse contrib package, which has some nice things. One of them is pass menu, which I'll show you later, which is super useful. And also you will want to install Xclip and some pin entry. So I think I have installed pin entry GTK. So this is so you are able to enter your pin without a terminal, but I'll show you exactly where you need this later. All right, so the full list of packages I have installed is this on here. All right, so far so good. So now you've installed Parse, and on other distros you just have to look in the repositories. It's in all likelihood it's there. So now we have the parse command. This can do a lot of stuff, but without having initialized a password store already, it only gives you this error. So let's do that. It's as simple as calling parse init and then also adding your GPG ID, because of course Parse uses GPG to encrypt your passwords, so it needs a GPG key pair. You can, if you already have keys, GPG keys, you can list them with list keys. And I have one right here. But you can also, if you have never used GPG, you can generate a pair with, I think it's full generate. Yeah, so if you call GPG and -- full generate, it will guide you through the generation of a GPG key pair. And you can leave most of these by default. And I'll generate a new pair just for demonstration purposes. So we want ECC, we want curve 25519. The key should not expire. Yes, this is correct. My real name is demo name. Email is just some email. No comment. This is okay. And then it will prompt you for a passphrase. If you have not installed pin entry GTK or some other pin entry, it will just prompt you for a passphrase in the terminal. But now it prompts me here a passphrase. Let's do that. A passphrase. All right. No, this is very secure. All right, and it spits out our new GPG key pair. Great, and if we now call GPG list keys, we have this new key right here. Great, but back to parse, which we wanted to initiate. So again, parse init doesn't do anything, but we have to, because we have to pass it a GPG key ID. So you can either use this ID, or you can use the email or some other unique identifier. You can also use the name, I think. Yeah. So it says here create the directory, and it initialized the password store for demo name. If we now look at password store, we don't see anything except this .gpg ID. And if we print that out, it just says this ID right here. So probably if you, well, now that I think about it, if you have like multiple GPG keys with the same name, you probably want to pass the ID here. So it's unique. So it's always unique. Okay, but yeah, so probably just pass the ID. Well, let me do this again. So I didn't really think this through. So pass init, the ID, and now it's always unique, and you can generate more GPG key pairs with the same name without them colliding. So yeah, so if we cut that out again, okay, great. And you can probably edit this by hand. So, so far so good. Now if we call pass, it tells us password store, but this is empty because we haven't added anything. The way you add passwords is you call pass insert, and then you specify a file name or some identifier, and you can also create directories with this. Well, no, let's before we do this, what you also probably want to do before inserting any passwords is initialize a Git repository in password store. You can do this with pass git init, and it will initialize a Git repository for password store, and pass will automatically use this. So whenever you insert a new password, it will create a commit, and whenever you change something, it will also create a commit, and so on and so forth. Of course, these GPG encrypted files are only binary files for Git, but still. All right, so we've initialized the Git repo with this uber cringy comment about master branch, whatever. Okay, who cares? So now we can insert a password. So let's insert a password for our email, for example. So like this, and it will prompt us for a password. Demo. So I've just entered demo as password, and you see here the Git commit. And now we can retrieve this password by calling pass with the identifier. So like this, and we need to enter our passphrase, and it will spit out our password. Great. You can also specify like directories, which will automatically be created. So we could do something like this, for example, email, and then I don't know, something like this, and it says here create a directory, and the directory is also of course added to the Git repo automatically. And if we change to the password store, we can call git log and get all the log details. We can also, if we wanted to, we could push this to a Git server, and so on and so forth. So it's, yeah, you can probably see how it's very easy to like synchronize between devices because it's just Git, and you can have like merge requests and stuff like that. So yeah, or merge operations and stuff like that. So it's really nice because all of this is just like normal Unix stuff, because all of these are just files and directories and stuff like that. So there's no magic happening. I mean, we can also decrypt stuff. So we can also decrypt these files without the pass command by just using GPG with the deflag. So it tells us here the key that was used, and it then spits out the decrypted file. Great. You can also generate passwords with pass, I think. It's generate. Yeah. And then we could do something like this, and it will give us a new generated password. But you can read all about this. Like if you're interested in like more advanced stuff like generating passwords and stuff like that, you can read about it here. Alright, so that's how to insert passwords, how to retrieve passwords. Well, how to generate passwords, I guess. Oh, and it doesn't only generate them, well, this is actually a fault now. I didn't think this, so I've never used this, as you can see. So pass generate 32 doesn't actually, 32 is not the pass length, but the pass name. So this is actually false. We want to specify like, I don't know, YouTube, or some other identifier, or some other email, for example, like this, and then it will generate and automatically insert this passphrase for this identifier. So sorry about that. I should probably use something like this before I talk about it in a video. All right, but now let's say, okay, we're not so happy with this passphrase, or it was changed, or we need to change it, or we have some more information about this email account or something. What can we do then if we want to edit this passphrase or this information? we can simply call pass edit, and it will open a temporary file, as you can see down here, which we can edit. For example, we want to add more information about this account. I don't know, some more information. So one thing would be, for example, a date of birth or something like this. I don't know. Let's do this. And if we now retrieve it again, yeah, like this, we get this we get the file back. Like, it's just a normal GPG encrypted file. Like, it's that simple. All right. So that's how to edit phrases, and you can also specify the editor you want to use. So, for example, if we don't want to use the default VI, we could do this, and we get a graphical Emacs, for example. And if we're done, even more, we can save the file, exit the editor, and it automatically inserts it and creates this git commit. All right. So far we've only worked in a terminal, of course. Now, if you're using a browser and you want to log into a website, you don't necessarily always want to have a terminal open where you can type all this in, then select the password with your cursor, copy it, and so on and so forth. So one thing you can do is pass the C flag to copy it. Yeah, you can pass the C flag to copy to a clipboard, and that is why you need Xclip, the Xclip package. So you can do this, for example, and then it's in your clipboard. But something that's way nicer, and this is where you need the passcontrib package, is a program called passmenu. So again, this is in the passcontrib package on Alpine at least. And if you call that, you get a dmenu prompt where it lists out all your passwords that are in your password store. And now you can use all the dmenu stuff. So you can use fuzzy finding, you can use like your Control-N, Control-P, and simply select one. And after you've selected that, it will copy the password to your clipboard, which will clear after 45 seconds. And it will only copy the first line. That's important. So it won't copy the entire file if you have like multiple lines, but it will copy only the first line. So this is really useful. So you can have your actual password on the first line and more information on the lines below that. Yeah. So it copies it to your clipboard, so you can paste it anywhere you want. Again, I think this is the best password manager that exists because it's just so minimal. You can do whatever you want with it. Even though I mostly just use pass menu, so I call like dmenu normally, then I call pass menu, and then I have my passwords here, which I can copy to the clipboard. So this is how I normally use it. I also don't really sync my passwords between devices. I don't know, maybe I should. But I just have but I also use the normal Git repository, of course. So, so if you ever like override a password and then you realize, oh no, I changed it in my password store, but I didn't change it in the account or whatever, you can't lose any information with this because everything's version controlled. So you can just revert to an earlier commit and just retrieve the file or retrieve the password. So yeah, I think most people know about pass by this point, but I thought I'd just make a video on it because it's just something I use all the time and which is just like normal for me. But I realized when I set up my email in Emacs on this X200, and I specified, okay, use pass to retrieve the password, I realized, well, this is not actually really normal. Normally you would have to do like some GPG stuff, and you would create your own kind of shitty version of passwords. That way you'd have like a directory like documents, my passwords or something. And I've done this in the past, of course, before I knew about pass. And yeah, it's just kind of, and pass just solves all of this because it's just so great. All right. I think this was this was all I wanted to say. Again, you can read about Pass on passwordstore.org, and like all of the information I presented here is also here on this website. Oh yeah, I forgot. You can also remove passwords by calling. So yeah, by calling pass remove, and autocomplete doesn't work. By pass remove, and then you can specify like this 32, which I accidentally created, and it gets removed and it's not here anymore. All right. So I think that was mostly it. Here are installation instructions and stuff like that. So everything's here on this website. I hope still this video was maybe a bit useful, even only if it gave you the knowledge that there is a program called Pass. I think that's already enough, because I really think this is the best password manager. Alright, that's it. I don't really have anything else to say in this video, so have a nice day.